Let's just wait for the others. Okay, we're waiting for one more person. Okay. Yeah, Femi is back. We're good. So I'll be sharing my screen now. I hope we can all see the screen. Like I was saying, CAD JPY. Okay, let me start from Euro USD. I told you here that this is like a ratio. Can we all mute our mics, please? Thank you. This is like a ratio Euro USD. That is, in this case, you need 1 euro here to get 1.123 USD. So in this case, you need one card to get 0.5 JPY. That is the other way around now. You need 0.5 JPY to get one card. Please, I hope you understand. If you do, just say hi in the chat so I can proceed. Hi, hi, hi. Okay, we are good. Do we all understand? Before I continue. Hi, thank you. Follow you, please mute your mic. Thank you. Okay, let's proceed since we are all good. This is actually not pips. We are just starting. This is not pips, so okay. I'll go back to this. If you have Euro USD equals to 1.1234 USD. This is how we calculate pips. From the fourth decimal place forward is your pip. I know it might still sound confusing. This 4 is a pip, is one pip. Not like one pip as in figure now, but as in a unit. It's one pip. This is 2 pips, 3, 4, 5, as in figures now. But let's say I'm trying to calculate and I got 4. I hope you understand this. Your pip, you calculate your pip from the fourth decimal place forward. Pip is like a unit for measuring your profit or loss. Pip is like a unit for measuring your profit or loss. You count your pip from the fourth decimal place forward. So this 4 now here is 4 pips. If I do my calculation and I get something like 0.0004, okay, let me say 567, for instance, I'm calculating my pip from the fourth decimal place. So I do not have business with these other guys. If I'm to count now from my fourth decimal place, this is 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I really do not have any business with 5, 7, 6, and 1. So I'm deleting that. We need just the fourth decimal place, the fourth decimal number forward. So now what is my pip? In pip now, this is equal to 4. If I still sound confusing, you would understand. Don't worry, just follow me. Let's say you did another calculation and you have something like 0.004 Sorry, 0034. Okay, 34, let's say 56, whatever. I'm counting to the fourth decimal place now. This is the first, the second, the third, the fourth. So these other guys are irrelevant to me. I'm taking them off. So now in this case, what will be your PIP? 34. Okay, now a quick one. What will be my PIP in this case? 0, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Please, your answer in the charts. Let's be fast so we don't waste much time here. What will be my PIP in this case? Okay, Jax is following me. Faith is following me. Follow is on point. Femi, are you still with us? Yeah, Femi, good. Okay, we are all on point. So my PP will be what? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm happy on this. To that. This is for Euro, USD, and all other pairs except the JPY pair. If you notice when we were listing the pairs above, where is that? Okay. You can see the JPY is always coming. The JPY is always coming behind the USD, like unlike all other pairs here. The JPY is it has a very small value compared to all other pairs. Let's say to calculate the pips for JPY now, let's say we have USD JPY. USD JPY. After doing your analysis, after doing your calculation, you want to calculate how much you'll be making or losing on a trade. After doing your subtraction, let's say you get something like 0.96.96785. In this case, you are interested in just 2 decimal places. You're interested in just the first and the second. You do not need the third and fourth, unlike the other pairs. So in this case now, I'm interested in 1, 2. So 785 is irrelevant to me. In this case, I'm interested in just the first and the second decimal number. I hope this is not boring us, but we really have to understand pips, because before you pick a trade, you should know how much you are losing on the trade. You should know how much you are willing to earn from the trade. There's also called risk to reward. If what you are going to get from a trade is not up to 3 times of what you're going to lose from that trade, then the trade is not worth taking. Please, I hope we're taking some of these things down. I hope you are writing something now at least. When you write something down, it stays in your head better. Let me put it that way. But if you just come to class and listen, there's a tendency of you forgetting. It will sleep. But when you pen something down, you you might just be flipping through one day and you sit and okay, just refresh your brain. But if you do not write down, you might not easily remember. You might wake up tomorrow and don't even remember. Just try to put something down. And I might say some things at random which might be very important, which I might not mention again in the syllables. Just try to follow and put things down. Okay. So that's for pips. Now, how do we calculate How do we calculate profits or loss? This is okay. Let me take one more for USD JPY. Let's say we have 1.12356.7. Can we tell me how many pips do we have here now? How many pips do we have here? I'm expecting our answer. How many pips do we have? Someone said 12. No. Another person said 12. No. I know this is where confusion comes. One wants, well, I don't know. Take note that I said something. I said from the second decimal place forward. Thank you. In this case, our PIP would be equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm counting from the fourth decimal place. In fact, 1, 1, sorry. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm counting from the fourth decimal place does not mean the number would only be 4. No, take note. I'm interested in the fourth decimal forward. The number in the fourth decimal place forward. So in this case, I'm interested in the first and the second number after the decimal forward. So these are the numbers after the decimal. 1, 2. I'm not interested in 4, 5, 6, and 7. So in this case, this decimal is irrelevant to me. So my PIP here is 1, 1, 2. I hope you understand. Let me show something else. In case of 0.9 whatever, my PIP here will just simply be what? 93. But in a case where you have, let's say, 23.767 whatever, my PIP here will be equal to 2368. I hope you understand. I hope you understand. If you understand, just say hi. If you understand, say hi so I can proceed. Hi. Okay. We are good. Femi, are you still with us? Okay, great. So now to calculate your profit or loss on a trade. Before that, how do you know if you're making? Sorry, I'm going off syllabus. Let me just refer back to my book here. Before you can calculate profit or loss, there's part for lot size. There's what called lot size. Now, what is lot size? This is the volume to which you're buying a trade. You would not find this in any book, so just pay rapt attention. You would not see this online anywhere. No one would explain in depth like this, so just try to follow me. Lot size is the volume of the trade you're buying, and I will explain. Ideally, if Euro USD is to make a move, for instance, let's say Euro USD was 1.2345, for instance, and it makes a move from Euro USD made a move from this guy here to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, 4, 6. Ideally, it's a very, very small move. But do you know people would make money even from this? Let's say initially you need 1.2345 USD to purchase 1 euro. But now euro has appreciated, USD has depreciated. The figure here appreciating does not mean the figure here going higher rather does not mean the currency is appreciating. Just understand this in-depthly. Formerly, you needed 1.234 USD to buy 1 euro, but now you are needing 1.2346 USD to buy 1 euro. I hope you guys are following. Formerly, you needed 4.5 to buy 1 euro, but now you are needing 4.6 to buy 1 euro. That is, euro is now expensive. Let's put it that way. So now that means there is an appreciation in price for euro, and USD is depreciating, because you could use 4.5 USD to get 1 euro before, but now you'd be needing 4.6 USD to get just 1 euro, the same euro. Following. So now it's made a move from 1.2345 to 1.2346. The pip here would be what? Let's calculate. The pip here would be difference in price. The difference in price, either positive or negative. Let's just say 1.2346 minus 1.2345. This will be equal to 0.0001. So, okay, how many pips? This is equal to how many pips? Okay, great. This is equal to 1 pip. The pip here is equal to 1. So now, like I was explaining, lot size. Lot size is the volume at which you're buying. Ideally, this has made a move of less than, in fact, less than 1 cent. It has made a move of less than 1 cent, because this is 1.2. This is $1. This 2 here, that's like 23. Okay, let's say 23 cents. But this 4.6 is even out of it completely. So this is a very small move, which would really not appreciate, which would really not count as anything. Let's say formally, you buy. Let's come down to our normal thing. Let's say you buy noodles for 55 naira before, for instance, and you go the next time, they tell you it is now 55.1 naira. It really does not make any sense to you. It won't count. If you have the 1 naira, you give it out thinking of anything. But to those who trade, it matters a lot, because they are buying in volumes, and this volume is not just one, two, three. Most are buying in 100,000 volumes. So imagine it makes a move of 0.001. I'm trying to break this down so you understand how this thing works very well. No one will explain this to you like this. So please just pay attention to have an in-depth knowledge of it. This move now is 0.0001. So if I'm to multiply, let's say I bought 100,000 volume of this. If I'm to multiply this by 100,000, let's see what are we going to have. Let's say I'm to multiply this by 100,000. I'll be having 1, 2, 3. This will be equal to 100. Do you know what this means here now? I've made $100 from this. Although the move was very small. But I've made something significant from this. This is not how to calculate profit. I'm just using this term to explain. The move was very, very small. Noodles was 55 naira before. It is now 55.1 naira. It does not make any sense to you. But it would make sense to a person who is buying 1 million pieces of that. That one move would make a difference of what, 100,000 naira to a person who is buying 1 million pieces. But to you who is buying just 2 pieces, it's nothing now. For a person buying 10 million pieces, that is 1 million naira difference. A person buying 100 million pieces, that is 10 million naira difference. So this is how you make money trading. It's not like the currency is actually falling so bad. This is not crypto that you see deep. It does not have to go too far before you can make much from it. So now to calculate, okay, back to lot size now. Lot size is the volume at which you're buying. You know, here I multiplied this by 100,000 because I used a lot size of a standard lot size. Let me put it that way. We have different types of lot size. I use the standard lot size, which represents 100,000 volume. I hope you understand. So lot size is the volume at which you're buying. The volume. Let's take it that way. The volume at which you're buying. You'd see so many different definitions about this, but this is the simplest you get. The volume. So we have different lot size. We have the standard. We have the micro lot size. We have the mini lot size and the standard lot size. We have the micro lot size. Sorry. Although we are not going far, we've not gone further, but I just hope we are having an in-depth knowledge of the markets. It's not about how fast we're moving, but how well we're learning. So you can stand and beat your chest that you actually know what you are doing. You're not trading blindly. You can speak and back up your words with something. So micro lot size ranges from 0.01 to 0.09. The mini lot size ranges from 0.1 to 0.9. Then the standard lot size is from 1 above, 1 upwards to wherever the broker allows you to hold. Let's say for synthetic indices, boom crash for instance, the maximum lot size you can use is 50. And I did this in our signal group, we were using 0.2, but you can use as much as 50. That's if you have the capital to hold. I hope you're understanding. Micro lot size ranges from 0.1 to 0.9. Sorry, 0.01 to 0.09. Mini lot size 0.1 to 0.9. Standard lot size from 1 and above. Cool. So now how do we calculate our profit? How do we calculate our profits? Profit is equal to P multiplied by lot size multiplied by $10. Although this is not always $10 as the case may be. Sometimes it can be 9.8, 9.7, 9.6. It depends. Depends on the currency. It can be 9.8, 9.9, 9.6, 9, even 9.5. Or it is approximated to be $10. It's approximated to be $10. So your profit is equal to your P multiplied by a lot size multiplied by 10. You might really not be putting this $10. So this is profit or loss. It goes the same way. Profit or loss. So the positive value is when you're making your profit. The negative value is when you're making your loss. You buy when you analyze that the market is going to rise, that there will be appreciation in what you are buying. And if the market goes in your direction, you calculate this same way, you calculate the peak in this same way, the lot size you used in this same way, multiplied by 10. That will be your profit. But if the market goes against you, you calculate the difference in price, just like how calculated peak or put. So the difference in price, from there you can get your peak, like Euro USD now. I'm talking about this. It went from 1.2345 to 1.2346. If I bought Euro USD at 1.2345 and it rose up to 1.2346, I would be in profit because it has gone from 5 to 6. It is appreciating. It has appreciated rather. If I bought at 4.5 and it rose to 4.6, I've made one peak. I've made one peak gain. And that one peak, if let me come and use the Pascal here now. On that one peak, how would I calculate my profit? One, which is my peak, multiplied by, let's say I used a lot size of a mini lot size of 0.1, multiplied by 10. This will be equal to 1. So that means I made $1 from this trade. If I used a standard lot size of 1, standard lot size is 100,000 volumes. So this one just means I bought 100,000 units of this. So if I use the standard lot size of 1, I'll be making $10 from this trade. If I use a standard lot size of 50, that means I'll be making $500 from just one pip move. One pip move. And we have a lot of traders doing this. So imagine if you can catch 100 pips in one day and you used the standard lot size and you use maybe a lot size of 0.5 for instance. Let's say you can catch 100 pips in one day. This meeting would end in another 10 minutes. That's so fast. I think if it ends, we'll just call it a day and continue from here in our next class. So probably I'll just be stopping on this part for today. So when we'll continue this in our next class, or I would make a recorded video on this. This will be series 0.1. So I would probably be making a video because our next class we should be doing analysis, which is on Saturday. Our next class will be on Saturday morning, 6 a.m. Nigerian time. That would be okay. I believe the other person will calculate his time. You calculate your time. That would be 6 a.m. Nigerian time to 8 a.m. Nigerian time on Saturday. That would be for analysis. That is where we would be doing our practicals. Please do not miss the Saturday session. This is theory. For now, we'll still be doing more of theory, but on Saturdays, we'll be doing practical. We'll be practicing what you are learning. So your profits, let's say you use one lot size. Your profits here would be, let's say you used 100, you used, okay, one lot size on 100 people move. You used 50 lot size rather on 100 people move. This to be 100 times 50 times 10. This one is like blood money. You'll be making you'll be making $10,000 from 100 people move. Trust me, people make this. I know people that make this even in a day. I've seen people make $6,000 in a day. I've seen $10,000 in a day. But do you know they can as well lose more than this in the same day? So you might be smiling right now and thinking of how much you'll be making in a day. You can as well lose this in a twinkle of an eye. You can as well lose this in a twinkle of an eye. So we'll be talking about leveraging. We'll be starting our next class from leveraging. We'll start our next class from leveraging. So before the time goes off, before it ends, do we have any question? Let me quickly attend to that. Remaining time, we have 7 minutes, 22 seconds before this class ends. Do we have any question? Ifaloye, any question? Femi, any question? Joseph, any question? Faith, any question? At the end of today's class, the video will be uploaded as usual, so you can go back and watch. And other videos are there as well. And any question you have, you can always come to my DM to ask. But for this class, do we have any question before we call it a class?
Can you just go through the lot size again?
Okay.
The where you calculated the profit and loss, the 5 times the lot size by the amount you are using.
Okay. This part. Let's say the move, let's say I bought Euro USD and it went in my favor. You know, we learned how to calculate pips here. This one I just use assumption. We learned how to calculate pip here. Okay, let's say this made this move. You know, I set to the fourth decimal place, but what if you forget this value here now? Forget this value. Let's say you did a subtraction and you got 1.01. But I set to the fourth decimal place. What would you do? Ideally, you would add two zeros now. At least we'll do math small now. We'll add 2 zeros to make it 4, right? Yeah. You can't leave it at 2 decimal places because it stops at here and it adds zeros. No, you would still add two zeros to make it 4 decimal places. To make it 4 decimal places. Sorry. So it's now in its fourth decimal place. So what would your PPA be now? Your PPA will be 100. I hope this is not confusing. Your PPA would be 100. We have 5 minutes more, so let me just rush. Your PPA would be 100. So let's say you used a standard lot size now. Let's say you use a standard lot size of 50. Standard lot size of 15. So how would you calculate your profit now, profit or loss, but in this case we made a profit since it went in our direction. So our pip is what? 100. 100. What's our lot size? Our lot size is 50. And we are multiplying with a constant of $10. Don't forget. So now this will be equal to what? 100 times 50. That is 5,000. 100 times 50 is 5,000. Times 10 is 50,000. So you would have made $50,000 from this if you use a lot size of 50 and it's made 100 pips move. There are people who make this in a day, but it is not a day's job. Those people might have been trading for like 2 decades, maybe, or more. The likes of Warren Buffett, I mean Warren Buffett then. So Joseph, do you understand me?
Yes.
Okay, we are good. Any other question? Ifaloye, any question? Femi, any question? Faith, any question? Please, you paid money for this. Ask questions, so ask your questions. Ask your questions. Okay, we're all good. Okay, we'll still be having a second part of this class. Just like I said, I might do a video on it and send link to us because we need to finish the second part before Saturday. So I'll probably just do a video on it and maybe not a class, and I'll send a link to us. So this very class would be 0.1. So it's 0.1 because it's meant to come before the classes are uploaded. So this will be series 0.1. I will have series 1 already. So this will be 0.1. The second one that I'll be uploading would be 0.2 or 0.12 since it's the second part of this. So that might be 0.1.2. Then put it that way, 0.1.2. In the absence of no question, do you have a question? Someone is asking, can I make 2 billion in a day? Yes, you can, but you can as well lose 10 billion in a day. In the absence of no question, call it a class. Thank you, everyone.